What's up, everyone? You're stuck with me again tonight, so let's enjoy it. I'm Craig. Logan finishing up his vacation, should be back, I believe, tomorrow, if not later this week, and we'll be back to normal. But just me again tonight. It's going to be a quick one. I'm tired, don't feel great, and the game wasn't that great, but it was a win, 72-56. Illinois beats Nebraska. Thanks for joining. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Video down below on YouTube. Thumbs up, subscribe it. If you really want to help us out, hit the little bell icon, get notifications when we upload all of our new stuff or go live like this. Rate and review if you're listening to us on Apple, Spotify in the next coming days. But all of our socials on the page at No One Asked Us Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Mine is on the screen as well at Craig W. Choate. So give us a follow. Kind of a interesting game tonight. Don't really know where to go with this to start, but other than how do you fix a broken shooting team, other than continue to shoot in practice, I just don't know what the answer is there. It was a close game throughout. Well, I don't even know. What was it, like a 8-point game at the under 4? I should have looked this up, or I should have paid attention. This is great content here. It was close. It was way too close. Way too close for the entirety of this game. The under 4 media timeout. It was a 8-point game, 64-56 after a free throw by Ty Rodgers, 3.5 minutes left. It was way too close. How this team covered, I have no idea. They had no reason covering the 14-point spread, winning by 16. So I'm sorry if you had Nebraska plus 14. I feel for you. Just wasn't a great game. Wasn't the best showing for this Illini team. But I said it in the last post game on, when was that, Saturday? This team needs a challenge. This team needs a challenge that comes down to the final 2 or 3 minutes where you have to make free throws or you have to hit a shot or something. And we still haven't got it. I know tonight was close. They pulled away. It was a double-digit game in the final couple minutes, so they still haven't got that challenge. I need that. I need that in the next coming days, and I'm sure they're going to get it. It's coming. It's coming. But a blowout win. Let's go over the stats real quick. Led in scoring. Once again, Matthew Myers, 16 points. Terrence Shannon, 13 points. Jaden Epps, 12. Coleman Hawkins, 10. Sincere Harris, 8. Ty Rodgers, 7. Dane Danger, 4. RJ Melendez, 2. Every single player for the Illini was positive in the plus minus, except for one person. RJ Melendez was -8. Coleman Hawkins had 8 rebounds. Ty Rodgers had 7 rebounds. Matthew Meyer had 6 rebounds. 5 assists for Terrence Shannon. That's a good sign. Jaden Epps and Coleman Hawkins each had 3. But Illinois went 5 of 29 from the 3-point line. 5 of 29, 17.2% from the 3-point line. It's not sustainable. Not sustainable. You're not going to win many games when you do that. Some team stats here. Illinois did shoot 42% from the field. So when you're that bad from 3, that means you're really good from 2. I don't know. Can I look that up? That would require math, and I don't want to do math. But they took 31. Yes, they were 20 for 31 from inside the arc. That's incredible. 25 of 60 from the field, 5 of 29 from 3. So they were 20 of 31 from inside the arc. That is really, really good. That's what won them the game. And Nebraska being Nebraska. And that's my first key. Our key 3 here is this shooting. I know statistically they're not the worst shooting team in the country, but what team that shoots 30% from 3 shoots 33s in a game and makes 4? When it's not working, you got to do something else. It's not just this keep chucking, because it's going to come back to bite you. And it kind of has a couple of these games. I don't have the stats for other games pulled up, but I feel like when Illinois gets in these funks, they just keep chucking. They're not making anything, and that's what allows Missouri to win by 25. That's what allows Penn State to pull away and win by 15 or 20. That's what allowed Northwestern and Indiana and all those losses. They just keep chucking. They're not a good 3-point shooting team. That you got to know your identity here, and that's not Illinois' strength. Why do you keep doing it? I don't know if Brad just wants to get him the confidence, because shooting is contagious. I mean, I fully believe that shooting is contagious. So if one dude or one or two guys start hitting, other guys are gonna start hitting their shots. So I don't know if Brad's telling them just to keep chucking or what, but Illinois is not a threat from outside the arc. So I don't know why they keep doing it. They were 5 of 29, and the last one was Meyer with under a minute left or whatever it was. He was 3 of 11 from 3, and he's the one guy that can hit the shots, that has been hitting the shots. Terrence Shannon was early. He was 2 of 8 tonight. Epps was 0 of 4. He's another one that can, but he was 0 of 4. Hawkins, Brad Underwood has called Hawkins an elite 3-point shooter. He was 0 of 3. One of them, I don't think, got higher than 10 feet. I think Illinois ended up getting an offensive rebound on it, but one of Coleman Hawkins' threes, I don't think, got above the rim. And Melendez, again, 0 of 3. We're going to talk about RJ here in a little bit. But yeah, that's my big takeaway tonight. Is this team does not know how to shoot outside of the lane or outside the arc. That was that could come back in March to be an issue if you need a 3 late, and who knows where it's going to come from. Who knows? Next for me was where was Dane Danger tonight? I mean, that seemed like the logical answer here. When you're 5 of 29 from 3, give it to the dude that has the quickest post move in all of college basketball. Let him go to work. Dane took 5 shots tonight. All of them in the first half. He didn't take a single shot in the second half. He's one of the best post players in the Big Ten when he has the ball and can shake his defenders, and he didn't get a single shot. Illinois shot 12 threes in the second half. Dane Danger didn't take a single shot from inside the paint. He only played 11 minutes. It just doesn't make sense. Let me ramble here for a little bit and pull up his game-by-game stats. When was the last time he only took 5 shots or scored 4 points? We've talked about how he has been the surprise. So he was 3 of 5 against Ohio State for 6 points. The last game against Nebraska, he went 1 for 1 for 4 points, and he made 2 free throws. So his 2 games against Nebraska, Dane Danger is 3 of 6 for 8 points. Has 8 points. Doesn't make a lot of sense. When the threes aren't falling, got to go to Dane. I mean, he's proved that you can rely on him to score some buckets. So that didn't make much sense to me. And then everything tonight is kind of rounding back to the shooting. RJ shot, man. I don't know if it's the shoulder injury or if it's mental. Something ain't right, and it's not getting better. It's getting worse. They drew up. They drew up to me early in the game. They drew up some plays to try and get him in the rhythm, and he took 2 early threes. The one was from so if you're looking at your TV, it was from the bottom right corner, the close corner. He almost banked it in from the corner. Like, it almost went behind the backboard. Now, it did almost go in, but he's an enigma. He's an enigma. I don't know what happened. It has to be the injury, right? I know I'm talking to myself here. I know you all are in the chat. Get in the chat. Ask me some questions, because I'm almost done talking here, and I've only been on here for 10 minutes. It has to be the injury. Is there a little hitch? There might be a little hitch in his shot now. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at some highlights from last year, but something just ain't right with RJ. What was his stat line? 2 points, maybe? No points. Didn't score. 0 of 2 from the field. 0 of 1 from 3. So I guess he did only take 1 3. I thought he took another 3. Oh, wait. I'm looking at the second half. Sorry. 2 points. 1 of 5 from the field. 0 of 3 from 3 for the game. 15 minutes. 1 rebound. 1 foul. he's he's definitely been a disappointment this season, but he does show flashes. We talked the Wisconsin game. He had that dunk that um, really sparked the run to pull away. So it's there. It's there. You just got to find it and figure out a way to get him back on track because something just ain't right with his shot. So those were my three biggest takeaways. Just the shooting as a team and continuing to shoot when you're not going in and not trying to do something else. To piggyback off that, the second was Dane, 2 of 5 from the field, didn't take a single shot in the second half. How many minutes did he play in the second half? I was all messed up on my stats. I'm sorry. Dane played 25 minutes for the game, 11 minutes in the second half. I was on the wrong tab here. And then 3 was RJ. Just I feel like it's a key every time. When are we going to see RJ? When are we going to see RJ Melendez? And he's had a couple games, but we need some consistency from him. So those were my 3. I'm going to check the chat if you got anything. Get in here with me. We'll start with Brian. Thanks for watching, as always. Rogers, Epps, Harris, absolute dogs. I agree. This freshman class, I think by the end of it, if they all stay for 3+ years, we could look back on this freshman class as one of the best. I love Ty Rogers. If he could just develop a little bit more of an outside game, this dude is going to be a menace in the Big Ten. He rebounds the ball better than anybody shorter than 6'8" that I've ever seen. Is he shorter than 6'8"? I guess I should check that. I think he's like 6'7". But he could out rebound Brandon Lieb probably, and Lieb's 7 foot. I just love everything about Ty Rogers, and when he puts it together, okay, he's 6'6", so he rebounds better than anyone that's shorter than 6'8". If he puts it all together, man, this dude is going to be a fan favorite. He's going to be just Mr. Do-It-All, and I love it. And Epps and Harris both did play well again tonight. It was nice to see some offense from Sincere Harris. We haven't seen a lot of that, but he scored 8 points. He was 4 of 4 from the field, didn't take a 3 rebounds, 2 assists. I thought he played really well. And Epps is he's a bucket. I mean, I think he's going to be the guy of this class, more so than Rogers. And I love Ty Rogers more than anyone, but I think Jaden Epps is really going to be the star of this class. Adam B thinking Sincere looked good as well. Dwayne Short, oops, Rogers and Harris, the Igloo crew. Oh, here we go. The Igloo crew icing their opponents. Okay. Little nickname for a couple of the freshmen. I like it. Freshmen are freshmen no more from Michael. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. I know all the coaches say the biggest improvement is from your freshman to sophomore year, but I think you make a lot of improvement from the beginning of your freshman year to the end of your freshman year as well, because obviously that's your first experience. And as much as these guys are playing, they're really not freshmen anymore because they played in how many games now? 22 games now. So Brant, the Illini need to take that rock to the hole. I agree. I've preached it all year. Terrence Shannon needs to shoot more twos than threes. Tonight he took 13 shots, 8 of them were 3. So when he took 5 twos and 8 threes. Yeah, not much attacking the rim tonight from Terrence Shannon or the Illini in general. Another one from Dwayne Epps is getting there. I agree. I totally agree. I love the way he's rounding into the starting lineup. Still not a true point guard. Still not a true point guard. There is not a true point guard on this team, but I think he's serviceable right now, which is good. Michael, I thought the same thing. When they went to the zone, I went back to how well Coleman Hawkins played that high post in the zone, and they just didn't do that tonight. So I don't know what the difference was. 21 of 31 from 2 point. Yeah, that's what I came up with too. Something like that. 20 of 31 from 2s. That's really good. Dane missed 2 bunnies in the first half. I did see that Illinois missed 4 layups in the first half. They were 8 of 12 on layups from the first half. And I'm going to be honest with you. I told you off the start of the show, I'm a little tired, a little drained, and still kind of fighting a sickness here. So I wasn't fully invested in the first half because I was like, this is Nebraska. This is going to be ugly. So I don't remember Dane specifically missing 2 bunnies, but I did see the stat that they were 8 of 12 um, from the on layups in the first half. Michael, post passes were weak. Yeah, that's a good point. Nebraska really sagged on Dane. That's a good point. So Nebraska was giving Illinois the 3, and it worked out because obviously 5 of 29 from 3. It's so bad. Melendez wore a heat pad on the bench the Wisconsin game. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I hadn't heard that. It's from MB. I don't know how to say that, but I did not hear that. So, Brant, can we celebrate the win even if it wasn't pretty? 1-7 of the last 8. Yeah. Christy we were talking, I think, at halftime because they were talking about other games, and she was like, "Is Illinois overrated?" I asked her to expand on it. She's like, "They always talk about how good they are, but I feel like when I watch them, they're not very good." I was like, "Yeah, I think people just expect more of this team. They expected this team to challenge for the Big Ten title, which they're in second right now, I believe, tied for third. No, they're in third. If Northwestern loses, they'll be in second. I think. I don't know. I think we just had better expectations. And then you look at the results, and they're beating teams by double digits. The game they lost was Indiana when Trace Jackson Davis just absolutely went off. I don't think anyone was beating Indiana that night. Of the last 8, that's the one game they lost. So they're taking care of business. I don't think it's. I still don't think this team's as good as we thought they were, but they're winning games and they're taking care of business. So it's been a good couple weeks after that lull and Fartgate in the press conference and Underwood calling out his team. It's been a nice response. So got to continue though. Can't let off the gas. Tommy Elam, too much showboating for Meyer. I don't know that I call it showboating, but he does do this little thing where, like, you can tell if he made the shot before it goes in. When he shoots it and he doesn't hold the follow, he just kind of throws it up there and he backs off. You know that he feels good about it. I noticed that the last couple of games, and he did it a couple times tonight. I know he went 3 of 11, but you can tell when he feels good about it because he gets this little pep. But I don't think Meyer's much of a showboater. Brant asking, what was your thoughts on Brad saying he only spoke to the team at halftime for 30 seconds? Yeah, I saw all the tweets about it. How Brad was out there before the team, back on the bench, just sitting there by himself. And then obviously the broadcast showed it. I don't really have an opinion. I know coaches do that sometimes where they just don't talk in timeouts or at halftime. I don't know that I've ever seen this though. I don't know that I've ever seen a coach come out of the locker room by himself and just not say anything. So, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't have much of an opinion on it. I don't know that it worked or didn't work either because again, this was a close game up until about 3 minutes left. So I don't know if he got the response he was hoping for or not, but I don't hate the challenge of him, saying, "Hey, I don't know what to tell you, so I'm going to walk away. You guys figure it out." I kind of like it. Now that I'm talking it out, I kind of like it because he's questioned this team's leadership and this team's mental toughness multiple times. So maybe that was his opportunity to say, "Hey, you guys figure this out because I don't know what to do." So I kind of like it now that you asked and we're talking about it. Simple answer, Brian. Yes. Yes. They try to do too much. They try the bounce pass and Shannon threw 100-mile-an-hour pass down to the corner tonight that I think went off Tominaga's chest or something out of bounds. Coleman Hawkins is always trying to do too much. Yeah, the passing's not great. 13 turnovers tonight, 14 assists. Not a great turnover to assist ratio. Andrew Beers, freshmen were awesome tonight. Agreed. Talked about all of them already. Michael chiming in. We telegraph too many passes, need to not be so obvious. Back to Brian's point. Yeah. Yeah, good point. I know what this is about. Coleman, Brant again. Coleman made me laugh out loud when he pump faked and then no jump baked in the layup. Yeah, that was one of the more unique, weird, I've never seen that before layups in my life. I don't know. I think they wanted the oop. I think the oop would have been the option there, but I don't think Terrence Shannon gave him a good enough pass to go for the oop. So caught it, came down, saw the guy coming, jump faked or pump faked. I don't know why he didn't jump and lay it in or dunk it, but um, yeah, it was weird and unique. Yeah, the cough's back. Not nearly as bad, but the cough is back. I still haven't fought off this bug. Michael, coach told Bardo that he told the team to work it out and left. Yeah, I figured that's what it was. I figured he was like, I don't know what to tell you. Work this out yourself. I'm done. I'm going out. Which, yeah, after talking it out, I kind of like. I kind of like it. Last one here. Last call, too. I'm going to do everyday guy, then come back to the chat. And if there's nothing else, we're going to shut it down. Last one from Brian. If Goode still can't come back for a couple of weeks, do you even let him come back at all this year and use a year of eligibility? I've thought that because we all thought he would be back by January. He's not. And we haven't really been given a great update. I know he's doing some stuff, but as far as I know, um, and I haven't been on the social media sphere as much the last couple of weeks with my new job, but um, I don't think he's doing 5-on-5 stuff yet. And we're getting into February. I think it's a conversation to be had, to be honest, because they have how many games left? 10, 9 regular season games left, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 regular season games left. If they get a top 4 seed, they'll potentially have 3 in the Big Ten tournament. So you could have 12 games left. Yeah, it's a conversation to be had. I think it's a conversation for Luke, though. And we had this conversation with Perrine, too, however you say his last name. When they played him the one game, they burned his red shirt. So it leads me to think that red shirts are a thing of the past. Like, red shirts aren't a big deal anymore because no one's staying for 4 years, or they got the transfer portal, or like you don't waste a year and then have a dude leaves and you get nothing out of them. So it's definitely a conversation. As of now, I would say we do see Luke Goode this year. I just think that makes the most sense because he does fit a need for this team. Um, Even if it's only for 12% potential games, um, he probably is the best shooter on this team by reputation. So if I had to guess right now, I would say we do see Luke Goode, but it's each day, each game that passes, I think this is more and more of a conversation that needs to be had. Dwayne, I agree. Great question about Goode. It's like I want to see him on the court this year, but it would be awesome to have an extra year. Yeah, I mean, if you add Luke Goode to this freshman class, that's a hell of a class to take you through the next 3 or 4 years, or 2 or 3 years. But and another point here from Michael, Goode coming back may depend on another injury. Yeah, that's a good point as well. Let's cross our fingers that we don't have to deal with the injury. My everyday guy, Larry Blackwood, taking a guess that it's Jaden Epps. It's a different freshman, and it's not Ty Rogers. I'm going back to Sincere Harris. I think Sincere deserves the everyday guy of the game tonight. He had 8 points, which, let me check something here. 8 points from Sincere Harris. Where is he at? Okay, not a career high. He scored 12 against Bethune-Cookman. I thought 8 might be his career high, but it is not. Neither here nor there. 8 points. Didn't miss a single shot. Sincere didn't. Yeah, 4 of 4 from the field. All of them 2-point baskets. 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He did have 2 turnovers. Did he have any steals? How many steals did he have? 2 steals as well. So only played 14 minutes too. So 8 points in 14 minutes. All of that in less than 15 minutes is very impressive. His plus minus wasn't great. It was only 2 on plus minus, but I liked what he brought. It reminded me of Sincere from a month ago, which was outstanding and found himself in the starting lineup. So Sincere Harris, everyday guy of the game. last call for chat. I got one more thing in here from Michael. Can't they play a few but still redshirt? Not in basketball. In basketball, if you leave the bench, if you take your warm-up off and you check into a game, you burn your red shirt. Football, you can play in 4 and still redshirt. Basketball, if you play a single second, you cannot redshirt unless you apply for and are granted a medical redshirt. If you play a certain percentage of games and you miss all the others because of injury, you can apply for a medical hardship waiver and redshirt there. But it doesn't make a lot of sense. That's one thing I wish college basketball would change, because football, there are 12 games if you play in 4 of them. So if you play in 33%, you can still redshirt. I think basketball should also change. There are 31 games Illinois plays, so I think you should be able to play in like 8 or 9 and still redshirt as well. But as of now, that is not the rule. If you play, you cannot redshirt in basketball. All right. I believe the chat is cleared. Thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone. We appreciate everyone, but I especially appreciate y'all. The last 2 did them by myself. I wanted to try something new. I know I found some replacements for Logan last week for the Indiana and Ohio State games. But then I took these last 2 with Wisconsin and Nebraska by myself. Just wanted to challenge myself and see how they went over. And I think went over great. You guys in the chat have been awesome. The response to the recordings have been awesome. So thank you so much for all that. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on all our social media channels. So really appreciate that. Looking ahead, next up is Iowa, who is playing right now, I believe, against Northwestern. And actually, I think all Illini Nation should be rooting for Iowa in this one, because if Northwestern loses, Illinois leapfrogs them in the Big Ten standings. Yeah, Illinois at Iowa. Iowa City, always a scary place to play. It is a 2:30 Eastern tip on Fox, so another nationally televised game. Should be a good one. Iowa is so inconsistent. They don't guard anybody, but they put up a ton of points. They just put up 93 on Rutgers a couple days ago. Rutgers, one of the best defensive teams in the country. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Iowa City scares me, but I love the rivalry. Iowa is number 1 on my rivalry list right now for Illinois basketball. So really looking forward to it. We will have a post-game show. I don't know if it'll be it should be Logan. He's had 2 weeks off now, so I'm going to put him to work, and he's going to be back, and we're going to do a show on Saturday for you. So be sure and tune into that. That's all I've got. Call it quits. We will see you Saturday. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.